the other question I have, on top of the what are you going to do at that time instead, is how are you going to feel? What happens when you skip this thing, and how do you feel after? Do you want to go through that again? So that you can do what instead? It's like, just go.
You need to reassess.
I never regret going. I never regret meditating. I never regret journaling. I never regret that nap I needed. Like, I never regret getting that extra hour or two in bed.
Yeah.
I never regret having a really good meal that I made for myself. It's all the times I don't do those things. It just, you already feel bad, and now you feel worse and worse and worse. And it's like, I am trying to break a lot of cycles. So it's like,
you ever wrote your cycles now? Like, hello, cycle. I see you're back.
Maybe I'll do that tonight when I journal.
Mental Health Monday.
Mental Health Monday.
Well, hello.
I'm gonna keep that in mind when I'm doing the edits.
This camera makes me feel like, now how about that?
Pull the receipts.
This one's a little cooler. Like, it's like head on. I haven't even looked at this. I probably look.
I mean, you look good in the space. This white background. It's funny how I have this room filled with so much color, but it's still a very strong white background that makes it stand
not
out.
Overpowering.
Yeah, especially with that ball behind you. It's just, I think, big as hell.
Hello.
And it looks so different on camera. But anywho, hey, what's up, homies? This another episode of Mental Health Monday with my friend Jess. What up, Jess?
What up?
All right, tell the people who you are and what it is that you do.
Oh, Lord.
You can use this camera, you can use that camera, whichever one you choose. It's on you.
Okay, all right. My name is Jess. Jessica, but I go by Jess. What am I? I'm a lot of things. I am a wellness guide. I teach meditation. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I do amazing sound baths. I'm a world traveler. I am a operations expert. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I be doing stuff.
What does it mean to be a guide?
A guide? A guide is someone, a leader in a certain space. But guide just feels like it's a more like gentle peer level, like we in this together energy versus like I'm running the show and telling you what to do. A guide is also chosen by the people that they are teaching.
Yeah.
So people, they have to get consent in some way or request you to be their teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like to measure black, but you may be like the best version of I'm blackety black I've seen. And I think it starts with your clothes.
Okay.
You be in your bag. You like when you're someone's friend, you don't want to be in your friend's business. Just like whenever they're like, hey, come be in my business. But with you, when I see you like get in your bag or you make a certain purchase, it makes me want to text you and be like, hey man, so how much does that cost? And do they have that in my size?
Which is funny because I do not want to talk about how much this sweater was. I was going through some things. I definitely could have got a knockoff.
You can't say that and then not say it. Like, what are we talking about? A couple G's?
No, not there.
But it was tempting.
Not a couple G's. No. I'm not. I wasn't going through anything that bad. I think it was like 3 something, maybe 4 something.
Can I touch it?
Yeah.
How long have you had it for?
A year or 2. They don't make sweaters like they used to.
They don't.
They don't.
I used to have this Canadian sweater. It was green up top, tan in the middle. Paid my homie $400 for it. It was actually I'd say 3.5 decades old. It was like right out of the 70s, and like the material on that was probably one of the coolest sweaters I ever wore in my life. I gave it away to my homie.
One of my favorite sweatshirts was created before I was born. And it's so soft and so sturdy. And it makes me sad that I can't buy things like that now.
Do you ever have regrets on where the world's going when it comes to fashion, clothing, and the feeling of textures and how we've lost quality for a deal?
Yeah, because it's like when the seasons change and I start looking for, where's that sweater? And it's like, dang, I gotta replace it. Mm-hmm. I just got it last year. It needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
I'm tired of spending money on the same shit every year.
Like, I don't have an issue with just having something that like exists for 10 years with no issue. You just take care of it.
No, and like this trendy stuff, like I don't mind being cheap with trendy stuff. Like I'm gonna get this look off a couple times and then I probably won't deal with it again. But like sweaters, like we were just talking about, like I don't want to buy new sweaters every year.
I don't have a choice though for me because like my size tears through clothing and I wear things out quickly. So like sneakers, I'll be lucky if I get it for 6 months. Shirts, if you a workout shirt, just know you got 4 months. Just make that the best 4 months you've ever had in your life.
How many would be in rotation?
I usually have a rotation of 17.
That's a very specific number.
It's 17. It's just I know there's certain shirts for certain days. I even have certain sneakers for certain days. So like you can look at my sneakers and tell, oh, this was your leg day. Oh, this was your upper body day.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Because I have weightlifting shoes, and then I have like, oh, I'm going to boxing class shoes, or I'm just going for a walk. That's normal. But
for the shirts.
For the shirts. You said 17. I'm like, why do you know that?
I've like looked at them and like one day I counted, I was like, I feel like I'm rotating the same shirts. Like I was buying new things and the new things weren't cracking the old group, right? And I was just like, oh, so I bought you and I was interested, or either I don't like the feel of this clothing against my skin, or I don't like how the feeling of the product changes after it gets wet. Because, you know, certain clothing, they get wet and then it's just like, oh, this isn't fun anymore. If anything, it starts to become irritating.
Yeah, that's true.
So, what brought you into the hair industry? We gotta date this. Hair.
God.
Yeah, what year was it?
So, I think it was like 2010. I had this really whack job. And I had a lot of time on my hands, so I started a blog. And I just wanted to write.
Out loud for the public to see.
I like to write. And that's all I wanted to do.
How were blogs back then in 2010?
What was I using? Was I on WordPress? It was either, Blogspot. I forgot about that. It was either Blogspot or WordPress, one of those. And I was just writing on different topics. But I was like sharing my stuff on Twitter and Facebook. It wasn't as calculated as it is now. People have like a whole strategy. Like,
yeah. And when you saw that, you were like, yeah, nah, I'm out.
But I was blogging, and the posts that everyone kept responding to got the most views were anything about hair.
Okay.
That was when I had really long, thick hair, and natural hair was still in this space where people were trying it, not sure, transitioning and big chopping and all that. But I already had long natural hair because before I went into 8th grade, I wanted my hair to be bone straight like Aaliyah, the singer. Like, so I was I was getting perms, relaxers, whatever we're gonna call it, like the super strength relaxer, and it still was not bone straight.
Oh, your hair was fighting back.
And I was like, why am I suffering and getting my scalp burned into an oblivion just so my hair still will not look the way I want it? So I was like, Ma, I don't want to do this anymore. And she was like, okay. So I got one more relaxer for my 8th grade school pictures.
Okay.
So that my hair was laid for my pictures, and that's the last one. I need to dig up that picture.
Okay.
That's my last relaxer.
Okay.
It was like probably the year 2000.
And then after that, you were just like, the rest is history.
Yeah.
So what was it like trying to find the right products for your hair back in the day?
I think my hair was braided a lot in high school. One of my besties, Antoinette, would braid my hair. Antoinette from Red Hook, Brooklyn. Love girl. She would braid my hair. And then I would do like double strand twists. I remember getting made fun of for those. But then like our junior year in high school, that was when the kinky twists where you added hair extensions were popular. So all of a sudden I was wearing twists and I'm like, I thought.
Yeah, what happened?
It's
no
cool
one,
now?
no one's gonna give me credit.
All right.
I walked so you guys could run.
All right.
Okay, all right, cool.
So,
I'm the giant that people speak of. You see my shoulders, right? You see it?
I got teased, and then it was a hot style, and I was like, okay. I'm not saying I started. I'm just saying.
You finished it.
I was like, really? All right. And then products, I feel like I was just using, I don't know, pink lotion and just whatever it was. We didn't have
pink lotion.
The Luster's pink lotion. The pink bottle.
I only think of the
Iconic.
Johnson & Johnson when I think of the pink joint. I feel like I'm having a moment right now.
Iconic.
Okay.
You have to Google it later.
The pink bottle?
The pink bottle. Luster's pink.
Luster's pink.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I was using stuff like that. I'm trying to think what other different brands of grease. I don't think we didn't have as many options. And then that's when people started getting into making their own products. Like, we're going natural, so we want our products to be natural. People
Is that what opened the door to you doing Atlanta stuff, or?
Atlanta stuff.
Yeah, weren't you? I remember there was one point you was like, "Yeah, I got to go to Atlanta because we're trying to figure out." They have like a hair something that goes on in Atlanta.
Oh, is it the World Natural Hair Show?
I don't know. I just
think
know
that's
you were
what it's
going
called.
there and you were like, "I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks. I'll be at the big show on hair."
It was in a couple of weeks.
That's how you said it last time, and that was like back in the day. I said, "Hey, get it, yo."
Yeah, I think it was the World Natural Hair Store show. I can't think of. There's so many now, but I can't remember exact one that might have been. But anyway, yeah, I didn't want to blog about hair. That's all people kept asking me about because everyone was obsessed with length.
Okay.
They wanted long natural hair so they could have like the big fluffy twist outs and stuff.
And at that time, you had what they wanted.
And so I kept doing posts. People asked me questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? So I was blogging about it. But I actually did not like blogging about hair.
Did you ever get burned out doing that?
Yeah, I didn't like it. That wasn't what I really wanted to talk about.
What did you really want to talk about at the time?
I wasn't clear, but I guess now is what you would call like a lifestyle blogger. People blog about like day-to-day stuff and travel and beauty and all that. I didn't want to be just in the hair lane, but that's where I was, and I didn't know how to get out of it. I also had like ideas for events, but I go through this now where I have ideas for stuff and I don't do it, and then someone does it like 2, 3, 4, 5 years later. I'm like, dang.
You have great ideas for stuff, not ideas. I think I've picked up the phone to call you twice about some of your things. Like, hey, man.
I'm learning, and it's happening faster now. It's almost like we all share this like connection. Like there's this central brain. So it's like, look, the idea came to you first, little neuron. If you don't do it, it's going to the next one.
It's going to the next person, yeah.
And so that's happened to me a lot. Trying to stop doing that. But yeah, eventually I was over the hair stuff because I didn't care about hair. I didn't even like doing my hair. So like writing about it was just not.
How long were you popular for in that space when it came to hair? Because you were technically one of the doors that people would go through when they would figure out what should their hair journey look like.
Maybe till like 2013, I definitely started dropping it for sure. By then, I was over it.
Were you like, I quit? Or was it just you just stopped?
Slow simmer, fell off.
The Homer Simpson going into the bushes slowly.
Yeah, that's the vibe. Kind of was like. It was never like a clear. I'm not doing this anymore.
Do you think? Were you well connected with people in that space at that time as a blogger, or was it more you knew people but it wasn't really friendship? So it's just we happen to be talking and existing in the same realm of stuff.
It's a mix.
Okay.
There are definitely people that I'm still friends with, and we still talk and hang out.
That's
and
nice.
Check up on each other.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then some of them continued on with blogging and being influencers in different spaces, and then some stopped. It's a mix. I definitely have some friends from that era.
Did anybody ever build companies that are successful from that time? Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yep.
I like to see people win.
Yeah, I know a few people that are full-time. Even if they use their momentum from blogging and influencing to do something else, they still, took advantage of it.
So, what are 5 things that go into a great event?
A great event?
Because you had a lot of ideas for events, and I want to hear your thought process, because I've always wanted to, like, if you don't mind, pick your brain on either what's stopping you or what do you look at the room and you're like, I don't have that right now. So if I did this thing, me being aware of the things I don't have will kind of get in the way of what I'm trying to do.
There's like mad questions within those questions.
That's why I was like, just say 5.
One thing. So 5 things that go into a great event. So I'm a logistics person, and I do it for a living.
Tell me more.
And I work in operations.
Okay, I ain't never asked you about that. I like not being in your business. I really do. As a friend, I enjoy it. I'm like, hey, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I work in operations. So, like, I can't even go to a music festival in peace sometimes. I'm like, why is security over there? Where's the signage? Like, I'm always... So, being thoughtful about how, like, people can flow through your event.
Yeah.
Smaller ones, it's not as much of a job, but
once
for
the
bigger
scale
ones,
goes
where's
up,
the signage?
yeah.
Who's checking people in? Where do they sit? Are we starting on time? Are you leaving grace period for people to trickle in? Like,
Is the main person who's the focus not running everything so it could be a better event?
and I've done that, and it's a lot. It's not fun. What else? People want to feel like they're getting some value out of it. I know when you say value, people think like, oh, it's a business or networking or whatever. Even fun events, like you're going there to get something out of it. So having a clear vision around what people are going to be taking home with them. Like, are they just having a good time? Are they meeting people? Are they learning something?
Yeah.
I do wellness events now, so it's like there's usually an intention I set.
We're going to dive into those wellness events.
What else makes a good event? So if you're clear on your audience, you'll have the right people there. So like the vibes are good. Like even like something big, like I mentioned a music festival, like it's clear, like there's a lineup, you know who the crowd's gonna be. So like when you're promoting and all that stuff, knowing who your audience is very helpful because it makes sure you have the right people in the room.
Yeah. And you understand what needs to be delivered for this kind of audience. Yeah. And then what's your last thing? Because you've said 4 things. I could count.
I thought, what
It was
it?
5, but you already got to 4.
Wait, how did I get to 5? I mean, I'm at 4?
You're at 4 right now.
What'd I say? Logistics stuff.
Knowing your audience and delivering the deliverables.
What else?
We touched on the flow of things. Oh, for you, that's still logistics? Oh, okay. All right, so we're at 2 then. Okay.
Audience, clear. That's 3, right? We should have had a whiteboard or something.
Just wrote it down.
ADHD.
Do you? Really? There are so many people that are successful that have ADHD. Those 2 things aren't correlated, but I like what I noticed because it's like you can be successful with or without it, but like, do you self-manage?
So I the way I figured out I need to get tested because people would be like, oh, people with ADHD do this to like cope and I'm like, everyone doesn't do that. They're like, no, that's not normal. And I'm like, oh, and then like there's just so much ADHD content online right now. It's like overwhelming. I had to like clear my timeline. I was like, enough. But I kept finding out they're like, oh yeah, people with ADHD do this to cope, and I'm like, I do that. I thought that everyone did that. They're like, no, like, and I kept things I thought were normal, well, normal, regular. I don't know, standard. I don't know what the proper.
All those terms are proper. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's normal. The word normal actually doesn't belong.
Yeah,
because everyone has a different version of norm.
Yeah,
so it's like
what is normal?
It's a word that's overused and not really understood. So you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I kept saying that doesn't feel right.
Status quo mode of operation would be like a good substitute words. Yeah.
But yeah.
So logistics, audience. What's 3 other things?
I said logistics, audience, being clear on what people are getting out of it.
So is being clear on what people get out of it branding, or is it more deliverables? So, like, for example, I've been doing, I think, 7 to 8 events for men, creating spaces of vulnerability, all men spaces. And a lot of people's like, well, why are you doing it for all men? I'm like, because all women deserve space, all men deserve space, and sometimes there's certain conversations that need to happen, or it's just to fill a curiosity of, hey, if I'm a guy and I go to an all men space, is someone doing that so I can experience it to see if it's something that I would like, and it's something that my community would need, and I see the benefits of it, right? So that's a deliverable to me. You have men, it's not one woman in the space until everything's over. Okay, cool, delivered. Now there's mental health and wellness that's mixed in it, but it's like first all men are there and then it's everything else.
So I would combine the space for men and mental health awareness, like that is your intention. So when I said what are people getting out of it, it's like, what is your intention for this event, this space? So yeah, and that's kind of connected to your audience. But yeah, that's what I meant.
I want to do one for all women, but the logistics behind that is going to look different. I kind of, sometimes we still have to get back to your points though, because I don't want you to lose it, because I don't focus.
We're gone. I'm somewhere else. I done moved on. What's the next question? I can't remember what I've listed at this point.
Logistics, community, deliverables were the last two that go into making a good event.
This is so bad.
I was like, I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to remember all the things we need to remember to bring it back. Because you've done a lot of great events. So, and I like picking people's brains. Because, like, I think there's a misunderstanding of, because Juice is in this space and he's the person from Velvet that did all those things, that what I'm doing is the right thing. And for me, I'm like, nah, every day is just a moment for me to learn from, like, what other people are doing. And, like, talk to them about it. Because, like, I tell folks who tell me, hey, why don't you do this? Well, why don't you go to these other people that have been here for years? You may not know them, but now that you do know them, are you going to give them a chance, or are you not showing up because you don't know them? Because that's not really fair to yourself.
Last thing. Last thing, I would say the prep. I know it's still logistics, but I was talking about like the day of.
Day of prep, or before you get there?
Before you get there.
That is the most important part to me.
So maybe that is why it's the finale.
Yeah, that's the most important.
There's the day of operations, like how the event moves and flows, and then there's everything that happens before your event begins.
Yeah.
I have checklists. I have.
How long is your longest checklist?
I don't know.
You have run a show.
Run a show. I have a homegirl I work with, like, we collaborate all the time, and I know she's probably picked up some habits from me. But we are serious. Like, we know who's doing what at what time. We know what supplies are involved, if any. Like, yeah.
What's the appropriate time to go over your checklist together with the person that you're putting the event together with?
A week.
A week
ahead.
Okay.
The latest.
Okay.
If it's a huge event, you need to have multiple checkpoints, but at least a week before, so you have time to be like, oh, we forgot this and that. When you're not under pressure, you have more time for your brain just not be like.
I ask because.
And then you check in 2 days before, and then you text them, you good the night before, and then yeah.
I've experienced having people hit me up like the day of. And I'll tell them honestly, like, look, whatever you're asking for, it's not happening.
Can you print this? Can you bring the... I'm like,
no, I can't. And I'm not going to try and find it, because this day is dedicated towards us delivering. We should keep our focus us delivering instead of us being hung up on the one thing we didn't get done that we didn't really discuss was that important until that day. Because to me, that's anxiety. And we don't need anxiety, because, like, the people who come to the stuff that we put as folks in the mental health and wellness space, they are sensitive to something's wrong with the people doing this thing, or
if you
something's
look frantic,
a bit off.
Everyone can tell, and people feed off of it. So
Now, for the run of show, what's the appropriate time to go over the run of show?
to create it or to review it?
Let's talk about creating and then reviewing.
Creating it, the rough draft needs to be done shortly after the inception of the event.
Okay. So
Like
if
you
we
have,
have a
like you know, you
meeting
have your
and we
space,
agree,
and you know you have the time. You need to talk through the runners. You need to draft it.
and everybody just agree to it. All right, you know your times, you know the expectations. Is everyone cool with this? Okay, cool. Now, what's the best time to review it after it's all set up?
That meeting a week before the event, and then
That's
and then
when
when you
you
check in
review the run of
again
show.
a day or two before the event, again to make sure everyone's clear.
Okay. Okay. Cool. It's just I'm gonna be listening to this interview. Like, say word. Oh, this is a great point. You bring up so many things.
And it's funny because like for bigger events, I think people are like, I got it, I know what's going on. It's straightforward, and still will be like, where's the? I can't. Do you know where? I can't right now.
Can't help you.
Yeah.
That's why we had that 7 days before. It's crazy. It's
People-
and it's not being rude. It actually it's a good way to enforce boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like if it's something important, like I'm doing a sound bath and the sound bowls aren't here, then okay.
That's crucial.
That's important.
That's crucial.
Why
Yeah,
aren't
that's
they
crucial.
here?
That's crucial.
That was my fault. Most likely. How did you do that? But no.
Would you like some of this better butter that my partner made? Yeah. It's a great better butter product. I use it for my hands because I can't let these cameras catch me being ashy.
Were you trying to tell me that I'm ashy?
No. I'm telling you, sharing is caring. And that these lenses work well under these good lights.
That's on my face.
You good. If you want some, you can, but you good. You Gucci.
It smells good.
I would have warned you if that wasn't the case. I'd have been like, look, go in the bathroom. I got a mirror. Here's the butters. You got it. Wash your hands in the sink. We got you.
Appreciate it. Oh, Lord.
All right. So
Man, I am a
after.
little dry, actually, from washing my hands all day.
Are you?
So in between, you gotta really get in there.
Well, I'm glad I got you out the way. What was I gonna say? So, after putting this together, is there a certain reason you're so organized when it comes to an event being structured prior to the event? Did you have an experience before, a bad experience, or have you always been this person of like, hey, if we're doing the thing, we actually need to be concerned with these other things?
It's a combination of things. One, my brain naturally works like that. Might be, a little anxiety, but always like being prepared and like thinking things through ahead of time.
Yeah.
I can't think of a specific event where like things went wrong and I was like, oh, I need to figure this out. I mean, little things will happen. I'm like, okay, next time I know I need to do this, but I can't think of there being like some terrible event that inspired me to get more organized. I think I've just picked that up from work experiences and just learning like this is what I need to feel at peace the day of.
You know how someone has like an angel and a devil on their shoulder? I feel like you have a sign that says, I'm that nigga. And like it goes down like right after you was done with like your explanation. Just saying.
The imagery.
You're there. You're in the room. You see. But so now that we're done with hair and we're talking about you structuring events, wellness events in the community, how many places have you done a wellness event at? Like outside of DC, or is DC usually the mainstay?
Oh, outside of DC?
Yeah. And how long have you been in the space?
I'm not sure I have an answer for that. I feel like outside of DC, a handful. I don't really know.
You can say it. It's okay to flex. You got a nice
I really
resume.
do not know. I feel like my
You don't
brain
remember?
is like,
You don't remember the places? You never did like New York, Philly Jones?
I've done Philly. Have I done anything in New York? I've done like private events.
They count.
Yeah.
They count.
But it's mostly in DC, Maryland, Virginia. DMV.
DMV. Got you.
How long I've been in the wellness space? Ooh, I don't know. I feel like there's like my journey, and then I slowly started wanting to learn how to do different things so I could teach others. But that transition, I officially would say 2017.
Was when your journey started?
No.
Let's talk about your journey.
Oh, God.
It's okay. It's all right. We got moist hands now, so we're good. Melanin and moist.
I feel like I need a little more, but...
Girl, I got you. Say less. Here you go.
I've been in boxing class, and I feel like my knuckles are just taking a beating. Like,
How's boxing going for you?
it's fun. Yeah, I feel like my knuckles are getting real dark and rough from... I be getting into that bag. I do. I visualize something on the bag some days. I'll be getting there. It could be an affirmation. It could be something I want to let go of. It could be a person that's getting on my nerves. I go in.
Yeah.
And so my knuckles are a reflection.
Good job, you. Good job, you. You doing that.
My knuckles are a reflection.
That's how you build character. All right? Hammers and nails.
That's a part of my wellness. It is.
Tell me.
It's a great release. Yeah. I feel like after boxing class, even if I don't want to go, and I go anyway, 7 a.m. class, by the time I get out of there, I feel like I could do anything.
I'm actually interviewing one of my guys who I went to college with that runs boxing classes in D.C. for one of my interviews on Saturday. We're doing that interview. Nice. He wasn't available in the week when I usually shoot, so I was like, nah, let's do Saturday. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I go to a spot called Boombox. We box to the beat. It's my jam. But yeah, my wellness journey. It's complicated. It's complicated.
It was the eyes, but keep going.
I feel like there's like the mental, physical health part, and then there's like the spiritual part.
Okay.
So it's like,
well, this is your time to rap. I'm listening.
So, goodness gracious. I was a PK, a preacher's kid.
Really?
Yep.
Never knew that. I was a church boy.
I was in the church, in the choir.
Oh, you was in the choir too.
Sunday school, vacation Bible school.
Same.
Wednesday night service.
Got me fucked up.
Revivals.
I'll do some revival. Yeah.
You know, yeah, we was doing all that. I was singing solos and
solos
in the children's choir.
Okay.
Children's choir.
Okay, lead.
It was a lot.
It's a lot of drama.
It was. I really wanted to learn to play organ, but
what stopped you?
They wouldn't let me play.
Oh, that sucks. How dare they stand in the way of your greatness?
I know. I think through the course of my childhood, we were in 3 different churches. But yeah.
3? You go ahead and tell your story. I'm sorry.
No. There was one until about 6th grade. Then in middle school, we were at another church. And then in high school, we were in another church.
What areas?
All in Jersey.
Well, for me, my first original church was in East Orange. And then my most recent church was the one I've been a part of for about 20 years or so, Praise Temple on South Orange Avenue in Newark.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm closer to Philly.
Okay. So you on the south side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that like past Camden, by Camden?
I was about to say, I don't know why I always say Philly instead of Camden. Camden was like 15, 20 minutes up the road. I guess I could say Camden. Camden's across the water from Philly. Like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I went to undergrad, I had a lot of mental health challenges. Even when I was reflecting on it recently, and I was like, a lot happened, and I feel like I fell through the cracks. Like, no one was like, hey, something's going on here. This is what you should do. Dealing with, like, depression, anxiety, like, deep depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
Also, my dad passed away while I was in school, so that just was, like, another layer to it. It was just a really low, heavy time. And so, when I got out of school, by the grace of God, feeling.
You made it.
Man.
You made it. Never would have made it. That's what it's giving right now, yeah.
My mental health still wasn't great. It wasn't as bad as when I was in school, but it still wasn't great. And I think trying to be more physically fit and learn like how to eat nutritional balanced meals and learning about working out, because I was like so skinny my whole life. So like, you know, in your 20s that things start changing, like, hold on, what am I supposed to do? So I was like exploring physical fitness and all that. That is how I learned about yoga. And then through going to yoga classes, I started to explore meditation. And there's other little woo-woo things along the way that I've like checked out, but meditation is really big for me. Yoga, I'm not as consistent as I would like to be. Now it's getting cold. I usually start back with my yoga practice 'cause it's nice to do in the house in the wintertime. But yeah, meditation is really, really big for me.
Are yoga and meditation two separate forms? Or do they layer each other? They like intersect at certain points?
They're the same.
Take your time. Take your time.
Like, meditation is part of the yogi practice. I'm not the yoga expert, so I don't want to go too much.
It's your experience. It's your experience. You're speaking from your experience. That's okay.
It's the same.
Okay.
I know some people are scared of like yoga and meditation because they think it's like a religion, or it's not.
After that documentary came out, I know a lot of things changed. Yeah.
You can apply your religious beliefs to your yoga or meditation practice, but they're not really, like, they don't have to be a religious thing.
I got you.
Yeah. Even like today, like I did a wellness event, I could tell like some of the aunties and uncles was like, what you got us doing in here? I could tell, like, they were like...
So this isn't a cult, right?
It was like, it had to be like 60 something people in the room. I could just tell people were like, what's going on? Right, niece. I don't even hear ringing bells and bowls and whistles. I could tell they were like...
You could just feel it.
The
side eyes.
When I remember, I do try to slip that it's not a religion in there, so people feel more comfortable. People get nervous.
You finish your story, we can get back to that.
But yeah, that's how it started. And then like when something is really impactful for me, not all the time, but many times I want to know more about it. And in this case, I want to know about it, more about it, and learn to be a guide for others.
Okay, a guide.
Meditation guide.
I thought I heard you say God. I was like, "Ooh, girl, we just went from it's not a cult." He just sounds like, "Oh, you wild."
Imagine
me.
I want to be a god. Worship me.
I can see that happening. You'd be like, "I stop worshiping. That's a little bit too much.
That's a little much. Get off your knees. Stand up. Stand up."
It was supposed to be a joke, all right? He's taking it too far, guys. They're taking it too far.
Lord.
Yeah.
But yep.
How has changing your wellness journey, has sharing your wellness journey with others changed the feeling of what you were looking to gain from this journey?
I will say my wellness work doesn't have this like draining energy that other work can sometimes have.
For example?
I'm just like tired. Like I feel energized after. Even when I'm tired, because maybe it was like a full day event and we're doing this and that, I still feel energized, like revved up.
Yeah.
A lot of like healing modalities, when you practice them and you lead other people through them, they benefit you as well.
What's a modality? I had a whole conversation with someone about this, but explain to me what a modality is. Just
now I'm like, why did I say that?
No.
We was talking about SAT words.
Just go ahead. Just explain it. Even in the simplest terms ever, okay? Just go ahead, please. We gotta have fun with this stuff. When it comes to our community, you gotta have fun with it, all right? Just go ahead.
Like, dang, now I'm like, how would I... It is a tool. So I would say a tool. That is my short answer.
Okay. What is the purpose of the tool?
I mean, like, specific one?
Modalities.
Well, the tool, I said healing modalities because they're tools that are intended to help us get to a more healed, balanced state. So,
Okay.
so some people that's yoga, some people that's meditation, Reiki, which I'm a Reiki practitioner.
Yeah.
There's so much. There's like aromatherapy.
I want to get more into aromatherapy sometimes, but I don't have the time to dedicate myself, so.
All you need is like an oil diffuser or some incense you like. It doesn't have to be this grand thing. Like,
My partner's allergic to that stuff. She has like respiration issues, so when we like had a filter that we actually used in a room that would be nice to use to go to sleep, and she had like an inflammation thing that happened from that. So like that's like one of the reasons we can't use like stuff like that here.
there's things you can do like
I know there's candles, but you know.
it doesn't always have to be something that fills the entire room. Like if you have an oil, you could put drops of essential oil into it because essential oil is too strong to put directly on your skin by itself.
Yeah,
To
it does
use
like burn your skin and stuff
you need
like
a
that,
base.
right?
Yeah, you need a
Yeah.
base. You can do stuff like that and putting it like on places where you would smell it behind the ears. That can be calming. Even like if you use fragrance soaps and all that stuff, which I usually do unscented soaps most of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you be smelling so nice then?
I
Is that just you? Or is that like the other products?
feel like I don't have a smell.
Well, you have things that you use that smell nice.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not a big like scented body wash thing because I think
Yeah.
I had a couple bad experiences when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
But like the soaps that like someone's auntie made, those usually don't bother me when they're scented. But yeah, like you can use an eye pillow with lavender or oil of your choice in it. It doesn't aromatherapy does not always have to be this big like thing with big oil diffuser.
Yeah, a whole production. Yeah. So the reason I question, or I had you explain what a modality is, I understand what a modality is. That's not the question, right? Publicly, so I do cloud architecture, right? And when I explain certain things that have to do with like the services of cloud architecture, what are we looking to accomplish? What is the purpose behind the work? You have to explain it to the person in layman's terms. You got to meet people where they are. So when like all my wellness folks be like modalities, I be like, now you know these folks don't know what the hell modalities mean, man. Explain it to them, please, because when you,
for the most part, I keep it simple. I'm usually good at it. It just slips out sometimes.
there's nothing wrong with the slip. I would just like to see more of when you use a word, explain it to the people, because like doctors do this too when they're explaining to a patient, hey, here's what's wrong with you, and then they'll use 17 big words and the patient's just like, yeah, what you said, okay, so we getting surgery or we not getting, I don't know, you gonna get this out or
Words
not?
like inflammation, some people don't know what that means. It's swollen.
Athletes
Irritating.
know what it is because we've experienced it, but the average person would think, oh, inflammation, I didn't know you were sick, like you got a cold or something, and it's like, oh, because it's like it's different uses. So when I hear a word, I'll be like, define it. Pretty please.
Yeah, I would say tools would be my most straightforward
Okay.
way of saying.
I think this is hilarious. I just want to let you know.
What?
When you were like, I shouldn't have said it.
Like when I tell someone, you over here ruminating.
When you said that, I said, why would you do that?
Ruminating for 48 hours.
But that person earned it. That person earned it. That's what we're gonna say. They earned that. So within your wellness journey and you going on your journey versus you sharing your journey, what are things that you have noticed?
Going on my journey.
Because
Like about myself or other
yeah,
people?
what have you noticed about yourself?
One thing I think is interesting is like this idea of resistance against things that you know are good for you and things you even enjoy.
So you're talking about the people in that position, like you in that position, as you learn to enjoy these things. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like even boxing class, it's a good outlet for me. I get to move my body, get some cardio in. We do body weight and core exercises. It's fun. The music's great. And I was still like, I don't want to go. It's like, what do you want to do instead? Let's talk about it.
Do you ever sit in front of a mirror and do that?
I talk to myself. Even if I don't say it out loud, it's like, so what do you want to do instead of going to boxing class?
Yeah.
You don't have an answer. Why don't you want to go? Like, don't even have it. I don't want to. It's like, that's not true.
Yeah.
Put your shoes on.
Yeah.
Like, but I've noticed the way resistance comes up in situations. Like, if it's for someone else, I will go over the moon, around the world and back, do the most. But the moment it's for myself, there's like this resistance. Like, I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it. I've noticed that a lot, and especially the past few months, I've been pushing through it like consistently, because I'm like, I really need to get over this hump. Life will always have its challenges, but I need to break through. So that is one thing I've noticed, and am now facing it head on versus letting it keep getting over on me. Not that I won't slip up and cancel a class here and there, but I've noticed that a lot. What else? I mentioned like my wellness work pours back into me in a way that some other things I do don't always leave me pretty exhausted and just drained. So I do appreciate that. I've learned the importance of community. I feel like a lot of people, when we have challenges, we try to do on our own. We isolate. I definitely catch myself doing that. And especially as it's getting darker and colder, I am intentionally like, all right, we need a girls' night. Who wants to get together? We don't even have to plan it doesn't always have to be a theme. Like, let's just get together and hang out like people used to do. I think social media makes you feel like every moment needs to be curated. Just pull up.
Just pull up and chat.
Just pull up.
Yeah, what's up? What you been up to?
Yeah, so
keep it in the budget.
Yeah. Like, every time I leave the house, it's $200.
Yeah, and it's like, no, we can't do that.
Literally cannot do it.
Yeah, no.
So, bill and a half. So, community is really important.
I like the way you use the word community. I joke around with my friends and I say, hey, I'm glad we're friends, and that when we use the word community, it's used and explored the same way, instead of just like you use the word community as a plot device, but you don't really mean community. You mean who's supporting me directly when I need them, but I don't show up for them. And it's like, that's not what community is. Community is a two-way street. There's a reason people from classes that you may have taught 5 years ago reach back out to you just to check in and say, hey, how have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Just, you have time to chat and FaceTime 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And it's really just the convo itself.
I'm not perfect, but I show up for people a lot. And this year, I've had a lot of personal challenges where I haven't always been able to show up the way I want to. And I've taken it really hard. Because it's like, well, first of all, I barely accept help as it is. But now
Really?
I know, I'm working on it, actively working on it.
How so?
I am. When people are like, can I help you? Or I let them. Even when it's uncomfortable, and it gets better every time.
Was that another self-talk moment where you had to be like, well, why aren't we accepting help when you need help? Okay. Okay.
It was automatic. Like, I wasn't even thinking. I'm just like, no, I'm good. You're not good. Why are you saying you're good? Not even thinking. No, I'm good. It's like a reflex.
Bring that back.
So it's funny. People laugh because people are like, oh, can I help you? And I'll be like, yes, I will accept help. Like, I say it just like that. I think people are like, why is she saying that? I'm like, I am hyping myself up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to redirect my thoughts. But yeah, this year has just been very challenging, and I haven't always been able to show up the way I want to. And it made me want to isolate. And in turn, people this year has shown me how people are willing to show up for me. Excuse me. Because of who I am, because I've shown up for them, because we're just friends, and that's what friends do. Like a couple weeks ago, I posted, like, I'm sad, someone sent me flowers. and I was joking, and people actually sent me flowers. And one of my friends was like, oh, did you get something at your door? I was like, no. I was like, let me go check the front desk. And I go to the front desk, and there's like 4 bouquets down there. So now I'm boohoo crying in front of the whole leasing office. Because they were like, is it your birthday? And I was like, no, I'm just having a hard time. They were like,
good job. Good job, that person who got you the bouquet of flowers. Do you not realize how you showed up for people, though? Like in the past. Because, like, you're not gonna always be able to be who you used to be. You get what I'm saying? Like, for example, I think it was either 2019 or 2018. You showed up for me and we went to Nelly's.
oh, we did.
Right? We had, I think, wings, drinks. It was like an empty day. I was heartbroken and sad and very pissed off at the world. And when you did that, I was just like...
And you were apologizing. I was like, it's okay. Like, do your thing.
I don't remember. And I tell people that people don't understand that, like, 2018 to 2019, there's just things I don't remember for like most of those years. Those 2 years, I like remember the photo shoots and when I was active and doing stuff, but the things in between is just all dark. So like when I try to think back to it, it's just like there's very few moments I remember.
It's not even a blur. It's just like black space.
Yeah. So like that, anytime I see you, I'd be like, Nelly's, my nigga. it's just so like to hear that you are disappointed in how you're not able to currently show up like you would want to. It's like, it's okay though, because like you've always showed up, never on time, but you're always there, and we're not here to judge. When I came and I saw you early, I said, look at growth. Look at, okay, all right, early, all right, okay. Hey.
I've had to get over the time blindness thing. There's this moment where your brain is like, I should leave right now. And then there's this other voice that goes, nah, it's too early. And now you're like, oh, I need to do this, this, and this. And next thing you know, now you're leaving too late.
Yeah. I didn't even know that was you when I came out. I came out the car and I was like, I think that's my homie. Right? But like where I live, it's like a mix of people, so you don't stare. So I was like, all right, I'm going to walk to my steps in front of my house and I'm going to look over. And if she wave, it's her. If not, person's none of my business. I'm going to go inside. You did the hand. I said, okay, it's the homie.
Only was like, would have been like, I have time to go home and eat something. Oh, let me fold these clothes. I call my mom back.
I call my mom back. Oh my God.
I need to email so-and-so.
That's crazy. Nah, that's crazy.
And now you didn't account for rush hour. And now look, like the time blindness thing.
Yeah.
I've been trying to listen to that first voice that goes, you should leave now. Because I'm usually ready. If I don't leave after that, all this other crap happens and now.
Have you done a lot of inner voice work? Because you talk to yourself a lot.
I do.
A lot.
I don't think I've intentionally.
And that inner voice talks back. It's like a whole discussion. It's not just like things are said.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when I go into the office, I'll be talking and people are like, huh? I'm like, oh, sorry.
It's not
It's
you.
just me and me. We're just working through some things. Don't worry about it.
You ever tell someone who like interjects into your conversation with yourself, like, oh, mind your business. It was me talking to me now. Just not do all that.
The little bit of, not a little bit. The talking to myself that I was doing before got worse after COVID lockdown.
Oh.
Because, I was living alone.
You built a new habit. You have a whole new habit now. A whole new habit. Yeah.
Yep. Even how, like, when people pray, they're all quiet, and I'm like, all right, so what do you want from me? What am I supposed to do? Like, I know A, B, and C, but X, Y, Z. Like, I get so upset. I really be talking. I'm trying to remember the last time I got on my knees in a traditional way. I talk out loud.
Your knees don't need all that. You could pray sitting.
The floor be hard too.
This is very hard.
The floor be hard and be far.
God, you deserve better. We all do. Lord, it's just that simple.
Yeah. So I talk to myself a lot.
I ask because like you know, it's not easy to self-correct yourself. You feel me? Like sitting down, you convince yourself, we don't want to go to boxing. And it's like, well why not? What happened?
Like,
let's really discuss this. What's going on?
Why don't you want to go?
And having that heart-to-heart moment of, okay, well, what are you going to do at that time then? And that's really one of the best questions you can ask. What are you going to do at that time? And then if you decide to do it, do you actually do the thing? That's what's most important.
The other question I have, on top of the what are you going to do at that time instead, is how are you going to feel? What happens when you skip this thing, and how do you feel after? Do you want to go through that again? So that you can do what instead? It's like, just go.
You need to reassess.
I never regret going. I never regret meditating. I never regret journaling. I never regret that nap I needed. Like, I never regret getting that extra hour or two in bed.
Yeah.
I never regret having a really good meal that I made for myself. It's all the times I don't do those things. It just, you already feel bad, and now you feel worse and worse and worse. And it's like, I am trying to break a cycle, a lot of cycles. So it's like,
you ever wrote your cycles now? Like, hello, cycle. I see you're back.
Maybe I'll do that tonight when I journal. All right.
I'll be hoping every time I pick up the phone and call you, I'm like, I really hope that gave her what she was looking for. Because, like, I don't think, I think sometimes when people think about people going through it, they're like, the world's burning down around them. And it's like, maybe the wood was just pre-burnt, and like they just happen to be talking about it out loud.
Yeah.
That's all. And you are quite honest on TikTok. So when it comes across my feed, I'll be like, hey, what's going on, man? What? Who did it to you and why?
People be texting me so like, are you okay? I was like, I think I am. What did I do?
You were honest.
Why are you asking me that?
You were honest. People aren't used to seeing honesty in those
I
forms.
think I'm honest online about a lot of things except dating.
Well,
I don't really talk about. I don't even post memes. I send them to the group chat.
Well, that run-in was still hilarious. Because I just happened to have an extra. I said, hey, you want one?
Oh, the burger.
This joint tastes incredible.
It's really hard. It's hard to turn down Shake Shack, especially when it's free.
Oh, that wasn't Shake Shack.
Oh, what?
That was a burger from another spot that I frequent with.
That's how you
out
know.
in Virginia.
It was too dark down there.
Yeah.
And I haven't been wearing my glasses.
I was like, as long as it's good.
It tasted better than
Yeah.
Shake Shack.
Shake Shack's right next door, but it was not that.
I was really
Shake Shack
surprised.
burger's
I was like,
actually smaller.
I was
That
like,
burger I
this is-
gave you was much bigger than Shake Shack
I was
burger.
like, this is different. It doesn't taste, but it must have changed something.
You were trying to figure out when the Shake Shack changed their
I was like,
recipe.
you know that their bread has a distinct taste?
It does. It does.
So I was like,
it does.
okay.
It does. No, that spot was from Virginia.
And then it's been so long since I've gotten Shake Shack. I was like, do they normally wrap up their stuff like this?
No, not at all. The
Okay.
presentation was key. You felt secure in your burger while eating
did.
that. Yeah. Like, it's one of those places where you can eat your sandwich and do I have sauce on my fingers? Oh, no, because it was wrapped up so nicely.
That burger, though, was quite sloppy in a good way.
The sauce exploded on certain bites. You're like, oh,
There's sauce everywhere.
There's pockets of sauce.
Tomato was trying to escape out the side. It's like, I can't. That was delicious.
Thinking back at it
And
now.
my date was all late, too. I was like, this food.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. But, you know, I always protect the profit. I was like, hey, man, you want me to move when they pull up so you good?
I did not care.
Yeah, I know you don't. But I was like, it's just about the look and what you're trying to accomplish this day. That's all. Like, because, like,
I don't care.
all the folks there, they know me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, half the folks who come through are me. So it's just like, you know.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, who is that? My friend. All right, you late, so let's focus on that.
Coworkers came over. Who's that? I was like, my homie. She goes, oh, okay. Has an incredible smile. I was like, yeah. Other homie, hey, who that? So I was with my friends. Like, oh, she fine as hell. I was like, yeah, no, I know.
Wait, where they at?
Girl, you don't need to meet them.
It's fine.
You don't need to meet them. So I got some good ones though, but like, you know, they busy. They are busy. Anywho.
I'm busy too, but I make time for the right,
So, why do you travel so much?
I love traveling.
Was there like a dream of traveling? Was it like every opportunity I have, I'm going to hit the road? I mean, you're making mature decisions now, but early on, that used to actually really inspire me seeing you travel.
So like growing up, we road tripped everywhere, often to the same places. There's a lot of places like people used to go that we didn't go to. Like I was, like we went to Disney World. I'm like, we just keep going to great grandma's house in D.C.
Your great grandma here?
She was.
Oh, damn.
Illinois Ave, Northwest.
Okay. All right. Shoot. Never knew. The more you know. See, minding my business, we just be making these moments like, oh, I never knew.
But the first time I was on a plane, it was a flight to Boston.
Okay.
So the flight was like 45 minutes. It was my junior year of high school. But it was cool. It was fine. I was a little nervous, but it went well. I think my first international trip that I remember. Did you get it?
I think so. Yeah, I got it. When I finally called out, I was like, you dead. You dead.
He was being rude, making special appearances.
I was like, what we not going to do in the middle of this interview, right? That was a hell of a grip, too.
Ooh. It's like you snatched a lizard and pulled it direction and got it. Good night.
Yo, sometimes if you don't grip hard enough, they just chill in until you let it loose and it just flies out of your hand and then you just like pissed. Yep.
I'm good at clapping mosquitoes.
Really? You just be killing them?
Now it's gross because if they're well fed, it's gross. Yeah, it's nasty.
I just have the the tennis racket that just zaps them. Yeah, there's tennis rackets that zap them. You ain't know about the tennis rackets?
Okay, fun fact about me. I've been getting tore up by mosquitoes since the beginning of time.
Really?
And I've tried everything.
I'll be back. Just keep talking.
Which is why I'm good at killing them.
You was just letting them have their way with you? That's crazy.
But I found out within the last couple of years that I don't know how accurate it is. Oh wow. I don't know how accurate it is, but
you have sweet blood?
If you are O positive, it does not matter what you do. They're still going to find you.
Is that the one that you can share with everybody?
I think so.
I have that.
But it's not the rare one that's O negative.
I have the one that you can share with everyone. That's all I know.
I think O positive I can share with.
Like, yeah, I could like donate and they could just use it for anyone. I'm one of those people.
Now I want to Google it.
You can do that later.
This is why, if you're ever on one of those shows where you gotta call a friend, you probably could call me because I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna read an article.
I got you.
I'm gonna read an article and the reference articles. And I'm gonna be like, great, this is legit.
All in 20 seconds.
All in 20 seconds. Speed reader. People get annoyed. They're like, you read it already? I'm like, yeah.
Quickly.
In 1872. They're like, okay. Please keep that to yourself.
I got you. Because if you did the rest of it, you just swinging that around, I'd be dying.
I know.
You were telling me about road trip. Great grandma.
So my family road tripped a lot.
Yeah.
We weren't doing planes. I was late to the plane game. Depending on who you ask. One of my first international trips that I had a blast on was to Mexico.
Okay,
and
Mexico.
I went with my best friend from high school, Erin, and we went to Puerto Vallarta, and we had a blast. And I was like, this is amazing. And then Belize. I went to Belize with some of my homegirls from
Did you
school.
ride horses on the beach?
I have not done that.
Ride horses on the beach in the water.
Am I lying? I think I did it in Jamaica.
That's my country.
I love Jamaica. I could go. I've probably been to Jamaica 6 or 7 times. Never get tired.
It's never old.
It's amazing. I love that place.
Yeah. The market over there is messed up, though, in terms of, now Jamaicans are running into issues where fishermen don't even have access to beaches because, parts of Jamaica is owned by certain companies, like when it comes to, land fronts, and now they're starting to block land fronts and people from doing stuff, and it's so you have this community that's here that they're not having access to the resources that are their resources because they're born on that country by these other countries outside of their country that tell them what they can and cannot do.
Maybe the last or second to last time I was there, someone was explaining that.
I've never once been to a resort in Jamaica. Always family houses, and that's it.
We were in Montego Bay, which is very touristy, and made some friends. I stay.
You're good at that.
I stay leaving the resort.
You're good at that.
You need to be careful. I'm like, have you seen America lately?
Yeah.
All right.
Culture.
It's fine. You should be careful. I'm good.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, oh, let's go to the beach, but we have to go really far because all the beaches are held up by the resorts. So he took me to where the local folks were hanging out.
Yeah.
And it was really sad. They had this slither of beach on the side, and I'm like, that's crazy.
It's sad. It is sad. And they're getting away with it. That's what makes it worse. It's very heartbreaking when you're not able to fight back for what is yours by birth because of business, and seeing how something that had one purpose all of a sudden turns into this completely other, you can't even have access to it anymore. And it's that's not how that's supposed to work. Yeah. And you're talking about real fences too. So it's not just, you're not allowed there. It's big fences.
Security.
Yep.
Cameras. Yeah. Yeah. Being essentially I'm a tourist. There are times where you're as amazing as it is to travel, there are consequences to me coming over here. And it's not just me, but it does stink.
Yeah. But we need experiences to grow in life. It's just what it has become and how it's been pitched and how it's being used is now starting to water down other cultures or affect them in the negative. And
there are places that really depend on tourism. So they're well, it's our job, so don't stop coming.
Correct.
It's well, we need jobs, so don't but it's what is the middle ground?
Yeah, I remember when White Henny hit the market, they were big on, hey.
You see White Henny's available here now?
I had a bottle, but it's done. I just took the last shot of the White Henny I had here 2 weeks ago.
It's available in the U.S. for a limited time.
Really? Is that recent?
Yeah.
How much they got it priced at?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I might go to a couple of stores I ain't been to in a minute.
We might have to Google that too. I remember getting a bottle of White Henny for $40. And now it's $80-$90.
Yeah.
Because they got hip. And I'm like,
you mean the store you got it from got hip?
They just because you can only get it outside the country, so the airports, duty free, all that, they got hip and started getting people out.
I never make purchases in the airports.
I mean, you got family there, so.
Even without family, I'm just like you. Wherever I go, I'm gonna build my relationships.
One of my best friends, her family is from Belize, and so whenever we go, we ask people to find it for us.
Yes, or as you should.
But now,
even those places, the price is higher.
Are trying to charge airport prices, so it's at least it's duty free inside the airport.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sucks. At least when you come back, they allow you, which is also a part of the market itself, they allow you to bring bottles back. Like, it's a limited amount, but it's like, no, you get your bottles.
I've had the same bottle of white Henny for, I don't know, I've had it for a while.
I once had 3 bottles.
I did too. And so I finally cracked open the last one this summer.
Damn. It wasn't for an event, right? You weren't sharing it with everybody? It was just you? All right, okay. All right, a personal stash. Vicious.
It's at home. But this thing will be gone so fast. What's that? No,
guys,
gone.
no. You know what I have? I have the last bottle of Jameson from Velvet Lounge.
Wow. When are you going to crack that open?
Oh, it's open. You want a shot? I got you later. Never do it on camera.
No, I do not want a shot.
No.
It's non-alcoholic beverage November. Make that clear. It is non-alcoholic beverage November. It feels like the weekend already, so I was like, you know what? Let's go. Let's do it.
I mean, Thursday is basically Friday's cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what really is going to happen tomorrow that's significant at work? I'm still show up.
You know, I'm still industry, so my Monday is when the weekend starts for you guys.
Oh.
Yeah. It's cool. I'm cool with it. I know who I am and how I do.
I need a job. I need a second job for like 3 months.
Girl,
I can learn to bartend real quick.
Let me tell you something. Them folks booked and busy on that side.
I know.
Yeah, that's why I do that on the side. But back to your journey. Tell me about your grandma and you traveling, you in Jamaica, fences.
Yeah, Jamaica. Well, Mexico, Jamaica, Belize. I love it. Also, I feel like when I was in school, that's when I discovered Carnival.
Oh, Carnival's a game changer.
Cause like I knew about like they have Carnival, the parade in New York. It's not the same as playing mass, and like you knew about like I feel like it was always Brazil, but like learning about all the other countries, that I was like, what is this? I want to do it.
I never experienced Carnival from the touristy side in terms of just attending Carnival, because all my life growing up until college, my mom and I, we worked Carnival. So we were always the suppliers, jerk chicken, jerk pork, beef patties, festival, ackee and saltfish. We were always the suppliers selling.
It reminds me, I miss DC when it was down Georgia Ave.
Fam.
I got to play mass twice, I think.
Really?
Before they shut it down.
I actually moved over by the Eddie Leonard's for 5 years right after everything got shut down.
It was so much fun.
It was.
Now you needed to go home at a certain time
because you know what's up.
People lost their mind in the evening,
you know what's up.
During the day,
but that's why everything would happen in the park right across from Howard. Remember, that was usually the collective point. That's where you're gonna go to, and that's when things either turned for the better or the worse. But it never became what that year that got it shut down was, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carnival. I think that added to my like. Yeah, I love the Caribbean. The people, my friends, like the vibes. Like you just be free.
Was there a benefit to you traveling?
I just like being in new places. I like seeing new parts of the world. I love trying food, which is funny because I was a picky eater when I was a kid. Now
Really?
I will eat almost anything.
Like how picky are we talking? Like only chicken tenders and fries?
Yes.
Oh.
Chicken nuggets. And when McDonald's tried to be healthy and changed the chicken nuggets, they got rid of the dark meat and it was only white meat. I was like, what is this? Where are the dark meat nuggets? I don't think I had my first hamburger cheeseburger till like 5th or 6th grade. I would not eat condiments.
Wow.
Which is, I'm trying to remember what was going, and it wasn't even like I tasted them and thought they were nasty. Something about them, I wouldn't even taste them. So it wasn't even like, I don't eat this because it's nasty. Like, I know, it's weird. It's weird. But now I eat everything. I was in Japan eating sea urchin.
Your palate got wider.
I will try. I've had crickets. I've gone that far. I remember.
Why don't you talk about that traveling experience? Tell me more about Japan, not just the food.
Oh, Japan?
Yeah.
I need to go back.
Okay. What you left back there?
I've wanted to go to Japan since I was very little. Me and my brother were really into anime.
Okay. You have a little brother.
I'm the oldest of 3.
Oh, that's adorable. Tell me more. I'm like, ask you all the questions now.
He's like 2 years younger than me, so he's not little.
But he's younger than you.
He's married. Younger than me.
Okay.
He's married. I have a niece. She just turned 1 in September.
Okay,
so
congratulations.
He's grown.
Okay.
But I've wanted to go forever. I didn't eat sushi till I moved to DC.
Really? Okay.
Excuse me.
New Jersey sushi wasn't really all that back in the day.
I think it was called, was it sticky rice? I think it was the first time I had sushi.
Okay. So the one over on 8th Street? Okay.
And
I got you.
So which is not traditional sushi, but I ate it and I liked it. And then it just, there was a time where I was eating sushi for lunch like every other day. But I went to Japan. Mike, I went to Japan in 2018 with a group of friends. We had a homegirl that was living out there for work.
Oh.
So
supporting the
she
sister.
knew how to speak Japanese and everything. We did Tokyo. We did Kyoto. And Osaka, which was my favorite.
Okay. What was so dope about Osaka?
I liked Osaka because it was more chill, more relaxed. Like, Tokyo was huge. It's clearly a big tourist stop. Tons of shopping, all this stuff. Osaka was more relaxed. Like, if Tokyo is New York, what would Osaka be? Not Philly. It's not that relaxed. But maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Philly. What part of Philly?
I'm talking about like the...
You just called Osaka Philly, so I'm like, what part of Philly you talking about?
I'm talking about the, like, the busyness of it.
Okay, because I used to go back and forth to Philly for like 4 years.
I feel like I am not as familiar with Philly as I used to be to tell you what part of Philly anymore.
Okay. I'm just going to say north by Temple. Is it over there by Drexel? West Philadelphia, born and raised. Playgrounds where I spent most of my days.
It's not... Okay, so not Philly. Ooh. What U.S. city would I even... Because it still, like, has big
Orlando.
I haven't been to Orlando as an adult, I don't think, today.
Okay, I went there as a kid. I got a couple of cousin family members out there. But it's definitely not Dade County.
What's a city that, if you take away the stuffy government part of D.C. and what is left, like we like speakeasies and we like dive bars and all that stuff.
Houston.
It's like, I just went to Houston. I feel like
Houston changed?
It's like Atlanta now.
Is it?
It's going in that direction.
You saw about what happened in Atlanta with
I
Keith
did
Lee?
see about Who didn't? That's the better question.
You're not going to take care of our cousin?
Oh my God. No. I don't know. But it's just a little more relaxed. I loved Osaka. They have, I forget exactly what they're called, but like, they're like these little bars that can fit like 6 to 12 people in them. And people just hop. And they're like on top of each other. It's just like
really?
That's you're walking down a main street and then you just go down what looks like an alley and it's a bunch of little like speakeasy /
so you're talking about the
bars.
shops? The little shops, like where you can like get food from also.
Yeah, but like these are bars.
Yeah, and they're like amazing, and the quality
And
is
it's like
always
one
great.
bartender and a little counter, and you just walk in there, and you're standing up, chilling. Yeah, it was.
You ever been to Zeppelin's?
Yes, I
Amazing
haven't been in a
sushi.
long time though.
Drink's amazing.
So when shortly after Zeppelin's opened, I went for my birthday.
Oh.
Which birthday was that?
Oh. Left the bill for your friends?
It might have been 32. I have I don't like inviting people to my birthday dinner for them to split the bill for me. Has never felt right. And I think what I want to do for my birthday this year is cover the bill.
When's your birthday?
April 4th. You like, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there.
Say less.
Yeah, I like hosting, and half the time the bill, like, you could cover it. You really could if you like saved up and put the money aside or whatever. It's not that bad unless you have like 20 people. Then it's like
Yeah.
But for the like 6 to 8 people that come, you can handle it.
And I mean, the service is great over there. No, those folks, even whoever they've switched in and out, I know a lot of the people on that side.
Because they had karaoke.
On the top Sundays. Was that a Sundays thing?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's like 4.5. Wow, years ago.
You don't gotta age yourself. It's okay. It's all right.
But they had the like pass around the mic, which is what they do in Japan. You just go in a karaoke bar,
Get really drunk.
and the bar is really small. Like you're in someone's apartment, and
Yeah.
everyone just like pass the
They
mic
create
around.
the intimacy that way.
I love it.
Yeah.
I could probably live in Japan for a year, and then I'd be like, all right, that's enough.
They tiny apartments be vicious too. On the structure,
Yeah.
you get everything that you need. It's just you have to be used to cutting back on what does personal space actually look like. Yeah. So I know what wellness has done for you, but what has traveling done for your mental health?
I joke that I like another version of me comes out when I'm on vacation. I'm not talking about Carnival because that is a whole nother.
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about that. But I don't know. It's just like freeing, like. And now I'm at a space where I have places I like to go that I just want to revisit. Because there's also this thing when you're going to a new place, you're like planning. There's all these details you don't know, so you're kind of not as relaxed as you could be. And I'm not talking about people who go to like resorts. You kind of know, like you go to this one place. But for me, I like to bounce around and check things out. I don't know. It's just the change of scenery really does it for me. Yeah. When I go on trips that are more focused on like the beach or the ocean, I love the ocean. I like being in it, on it, next to it.
Yeah.
I love water. And
As an Aries, you love water.
I know. I'm a Cancer rising, so.
Are you?
Feelings. Talking about feelings. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, I love the ocean. And sometimes, like, there are parts of the world where I'll just sit there and, like, try to be present, like, notice how I'm feeling in my body and, like, look at the horizon, the sky, and just try to take it in. Because it's also easy to just run through a trip and now you're home. But I'm, like, trying to pay attention to all my senses and, like, notice, like, the wind, like, on my face and how the sun feels on my forehead. Cause I forgot to put my sunscreen on and stuff like that.
And the sun's gonna let it be known you forgot to put sunscreen on.
Yeah, that's what we doing? Living life on the edge. Cool. Those are moments where I feel very like close to like God too. Like even today, like I haven't been on this side of the city in a while. I was just driving around, like all these buildings, like it looks like we're in like a play set. And you start like we're on a massive rock spinning. Think about it too much, it's wild. But yeah, when I travel, I definitely like to take it in. I have moments, especially like in the morning before everybody gets up, just try to take everything in. Kind of just wakes your brain up a little bit because you know we get into our routine and our stuff that we're trying to work through, and interrupts that for a little bit. Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring it back to where we were earlier in the conversation. So you said after college you felt like no one was really like, hey man, are you okay? You good? You got all the right things? Like, what was that coming out of that? Thank God you came out of that. But like looking back, what are things you think people could have done differently to help you? Or do you think they just weren't aware at all about you needing help?
I don't think I could like there were adults and stuff that knew something was off when I was in school, but they kind of just like, all right, go talk to the psych person and do this, and maybe you need to take a semester off. It was very just like
matter of fact.
Yeah, it didn't.
That's
like something's wrong with you. Like it didn't say that, but that's how it felt. Like, you're not our shining star anymore. Like, how do we?
Do you think they noticed because you were no longer the shining star person that you were for so many years?
In some ways, I felt like I said, or like falling through the cracks. Like I felt like I was being discarded. Like, we don't got the capacity to deal with that. You on your own.
Yeah.
And then getting that treatment, and also feeling like I didn't have spaces to not be perfect or not be great. It makes you mask when you're not doing well. So I can't even be like, oh, my friends should have known. Like, how would they know? Every time they were around me, I was here. Like, joking, smiling, making sure everybody else is good. How would they know? So I've been trying to be more honest when I'm not doing well. Also understanding everyone doesn't have the capacity to hear that and deal with that, which is also difficult. I found a new therapist I'm going to try, so I'm excited about that. I actually had someone I was supposed to meet with the end of... What is going on with time? Is that the end of September?
1st.
It's a month ago.
Yeah, so right now we're
and their insurance changed.
2nd. Oh, theirs or yours?
Theirs.
Okay.
Like they
in terms
stopped
of who
taking,
they're accepting?
They stopped taking insurance, and it went from like $40 to $2 something. I was like,
what?
I was like, wow, guess I got to keep looking.
Dang.
Yeah.
You went up by five times the original. A little bit more.
Yeah, so that was sad. But yeah, I found someone I'm going to try. We're going to do our 3 intro sessions as they recommended. But yeah, I wouldn't say, oh, people didn't help me. It's like I didn't know how to let people know I needed help. And now I do. Do I always do it? No, but I'm getting better at being honest.
You're trying. I talk to my folks about this often, and I tell them like, hey, I measure you by, are you trying? You don't always have to accomplish the thing. Just, are you trying to work on it? Are you moving in that direction? Is there a new habit that you're fighting, but you need it in order to do the thing?
Yeah.
And are we your friends or associates? Because associates have a place in your life. That's not just the associateship. Are we trying to help you get there?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us forget that. Like, there's no such thing as perfect. I just want to say that first.
There ain't no such thing.
A lot of folks convince us of perfectionism or, oh, you were perfect. Then, like, no, perfect is the test that I took, and it's because there's a 100. That's it. Outside of that, we're not meant to be perfect. But with that being said, what's 3 pieces of advice you'd give your old self on how you would allow people to be helpful to you in your times of need?
How I would allow people to be helpful to me? When people ask you how you are, tell them the truth. And second, in order to do that, you need to know what emotions are. Sometimes we say I'm good, I'm fine, because we don't have the emotional vocabulary. Need the emotion wheel.
Yeah.
I know. I need that printed out in my apartment. And then whether it's because you told someone you need help or because they recognized it and asked you first, just let them help you in whatever way makes sense. In whatever way you can, whatever way you're comfortable. So.
Okay. And I'm really proud of you. I had no clue about like all these things that you've gone through. We met over you and me being at work, right? And then I was cool with you before the hookups, and I was like, you guys go take care of us. Oh my God, thank you. Right? But I think you've always done a good job of trying to be my friend, which that's important. Because, like, I understand, hey, your folks aren't always going to have time for you. That's cool. When you see each other, what's the vibes? You feel me? And then we've always had an understanding of, like, hey, man, you good?
Yeah.
Bumped into you at the picnic. Hey, you good?
Yeah.
How you been? Okay, cool.
How you doing for real?
All right, cool. It's all right. You know, it's all right, cool. Cool beans. And Nellie's, you good? I'm not good. Okay, cool. It's okay to not be good. So I'm going to cry over here. Okay, you enjoy your wings.
I don't want wings for dinner.
I be influencing your food choices.
They're good for the soul, though.
What, wings or?
Sorry, we're going off topic.
No, I got you. I want to see what you was going to say next. Because, like, you know, whatever you got going on in there, you let me know when you're ready. You feel me? I know there's probably, like, 7 convos that's happened within this, like, conversation we've had.
I know. So I've also lived, like, 30 lives.
That's just flavor.
Even when talking about myself, I'm like, I did that, too. Why do you have time? When did you have time for that?
But you've always had this capacity. Well, I don't want to say you've always had. That's an assumption. I think you've always tried to have a capacity for the things that you would like to do.
Yeah.
If even if it's just one time.
Yeah.
So, what does traveling do for the soul of someone? Because you just, every time you talk about traveling, you always have this smile that screams joy.
So first, I want to say traveling is what you want it to be. It doesn't always have to be these expensive international trips, even though trips here can be expensive as well.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate just driving a couple towns over or road tripping somewhere. Philly's up the street. Like, you can take the train, you can drive.
The love you have for Philly is hilarious to me.
I'm rediscovering it as an adult, and my interests are a little different. Like, I was in the club when I lived in Jersey. Like, that's not the scene I'm looking for there anymore. And I'm rediscovering, like, the food.
Strong food culture over there. Strong. I was supposed to pull up on one of my homies, stay in Philly for like 4 days, get some interviews, get some food. I had to cancel the trip because we're doing the Bad Bitches United drop. So that's what the money went towards. But I'm going to make that Philly trip happen in a couple of months.
The food, if you drink, the cocktail scene is good. And it's cheaper than DC.
It is.
There are moments where it's like, oh, y'all trying to catch up, but yeah, traveling doesn't have to be a week-long getaway to Mauritius and cost you like Maggies. Like, it doesn't have to be that. It could just be like, today I'm gonna drive to Annapolis and go by the water or something like that. I'm gonna go to Great Falls Park. It's something about the change of scenery because your day-to-day, when you're in it, it could just really suck you in, and your viewpoint is just like so narrow. Yeah. And if you have a lot of stuff going on, which I know right now a lot of us do, it's just hard to see outside of that stuff. Yeah. When you don't mix up your routine. And so that change of scenery, like,
crucial.
It really helps. I usually come back feeling refreshed. I think I only have like 2 or 3 trips where I came back like, what happened?
What happened? Who did it? Why?
Oh, God. Wow. From start to finish. 0 stars. Yeah. It's that change of scenery and just shaking up your routine a little bit.
Are there any concerns that you have while you travel? Like safety concerns of like, hey, we out here to have an experience, but we still need to keep it G while we out here?
Now that I'm older, don't run into that as much.
Yeah.
When we were younger and partying hard, there are times where I'm like, we made it back in one piece because someone was looking out for us. Because, wow.
The look back is always eye-opening.
Like, what were you doing? Like, you ever seen that meme where it's like my mom or my grandma praying for me, and then the next one is like them like swinging from a light pole or something? Like, what? They over here like, please take care of my child, and they out here trying to crack their head open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now there's like regular travel stuff, like being aware of your surroundings, which I do here, and like your passport if you're traveling internationally, making sure your stuff is locked up. But honestly, if somebody wants to get to your stuff, there's only so much you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just gotta accept you're gonna take some L's when you're out there sometimes.
Sometimes.
But still prep.
I've been pretty, overall, my experiences have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't experienced, like, people have some wild stories. I'm like, oh, note to self, don't go there. No, but like, even though some of those stories, it's like, you kind of set yourself up, but
you can see all the bad steps that were taken.
I feel like home is really wild right now. So when people like,
you talking about home as in Jersey or home in DC?
DC.
Yeah, nah, we've been wild.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
people like, be careful. I'm like, there are 13-year-olds carjacking with.
Yeah.
And they worry about somebody pickpocketing your $20. I'm like, I don't.
There's kids who are currently carjacking, and adults are deciding to chase them after catching them, and those adults almost lost their life, and now they have like bullets and are recovering from chasing said kids.
I'm gonna be honest, just go ahead and take it.
Yeah. When I heard the stories, like, what were you looking to accomplish by chasing them down? You got the car. The car didn't get taken.
Oh, they didn't even get the car. They just chased after them. Why would
after catching the kid in the car, mid catching him, closed the door and chased him down. Kid was like, "Hey man, fool see my face. We're gonna have to get rid of him." And I'm like, why would you put yourself in that position?
I wouldn't.
I would have never. What? Just get him away from the car.
Because like
that's it.
They're scared.
Yeah. And the way you're raised, your environment is always how you're going to handle things.
They're scared. They're not thinking things through. Adults barely think things through. So, like, clearly that's why you chase them. But I didn't know about that. Yeah,
that was a recent story I was told 3 weeks ago. They said he's good now and he survived. But I think about stuff like that and I'm just like, you know, adults think they're big and bad until life comes at you fast. And it's like, what did you think you were going to accomplish?
No, I'm not chasing after. Especially if I got my car still. No. Now when I hop in the car, I'm like, lock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hate that for us. I'm also a little frustrated with, like, the mayor, her office's response, honestly.
Did you hear about the whole tags? The Apple tags?
Yeah.
To chase your car?
Yeah.
just
I actually joked with someone about Apple tags like a few months ago when it first started really revving up. And I was like, you need to just throw Apple tag in your car. Now that they're making it clear, people are going to search for it.
I got some from my partner. I said, hey, put one in your car in case anything happens. I was like, put it in a very place that'd be hard for them to find, and if anything happens you have the tag in the car. Like, yeah, that's what you just gotta do. You just gotta do everything you gotta do. Just do all the things. Don't wait until it happens. So
yeah,
but
oh Lord, I'm gonna do that.
Let's reel this back in and finish it off.
I know.
What when you first got therapy, I'm gonna keep this as light for you as possible. I didn't know if you was crying or not. I was gonna be like, you okay?
I've been crying a lot this week, not for bad reasons, but hold on now. Go ahead.
Are we gonna talk about that then after?
Oh no.
Do you cry when you're happy? I cry when I'm happy. It took some time to.
Happy when I'm mad, when I'm devastated.
Oh no! I think I have a different mode of operation for my emotions. Like, hey, you could cry when you're happy or sad, but the things in between, be careful about how you choose to express that and where that energy goes into. And I use my big boy words. Like, I'm very disappointed, so I'm going to go for a walk or just go out and look at things and take life in to work through this disappointment. How about you?
Yeah, I will cry when I'm frustrated. Especially if I'm frustrated with a person, definitely will cry. I don't get angry often, but when I do, now if I'm like livid, like there's some rage in there, it's usually short-lived, no tears, usually.
Boxing classes? Or is that like a byproduct later? Like, I was way angrier now, but since I do have this class coming up, I think this would be put to good use here.
I think with boxing class, I'm not like, oh, this is going to be good for later. Like, I don't think I do that. But when I get there, I'm like, all right, what are we putting on the bag today? And I see what comes up.
When I'm frustrated, I create at an astronomical rate.
I feel like I'm in a weird place creatively right now.
How so? That's the most important conversation for you. It's like we had the bush, and I was like, if you want to touch the bush, we'll touch the bush.
No, I just have so much I need to get out before I combust. Or maybe implode.
Implode. All right. Do you want to say them out loud? Are you afraid to say them out loud?
I have a whole folder of notes in my phone.
What do you remember from the notes?
I have some merch I want to create. It's bad. Like, I have an idea.
This conversation was a long time coming.
I have an idea catcher folder that has 158 items in it. That doesn't even count the stuff specifically for Ascent, which is 82, and then Hey Jess Gray stuff's 84.
Let's read off your top 10, 5 to 10.
Things I want to do. I want to do some affirmation cards.
Okay.
If I focused for one day,
I feel like
all I have to do is print them.
One day I'm going to make sure you and I have a day that's just like free, and we're going to just sit down on a call.
So that helps me a lot. Like, one of my besties, I met her at a cafe today because I told her recently, I was like, sometimes I just need someone else to be in the room so I can focus. Like, my sister stayed on the phone on FaceTime with me while I did my grad school applications, because something about having someone else there helps me. I know. I have ideas for like reels and stuff.
Wait,
yeah, I'm not even
just
going
the
to
top
do that.
10. Just the top 10. So affirmation cards.
Affirmation.
And I think for the work you've done, that would be perfect. I'd want to see what color scheme and packaging you come out with.
You can do multiple.
Stuff like that excites me. I'd actually ask, could we be a part of that?
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Special edition. Let's see. These are like blog posts and things in this one. So we're going to...
So we've touched one idea. We're going to see where these other ideas
we're gonna come out of this one. I have like collabs I want to do with people, and I even wrote down who I want to do them with. Okay. Because sometimes you have an idea for something, and it's like, why should I start from scratch where this person does it, and we can do it together? Yeah. I like to think I'm a good partner versus me like telling you the idea and you do everything.
I've never worked with you in a business setting because what we did in the streets doesn't count. But I would really want to see what that looks like, because I already know that I have a lot of things to learn from you. Like one of my partners who I do stuff with, we had a meeting, and after the meeting was done, we decided the event that we were going to do that was supposed to cost is going to be free now. And I was like, I have an issue. It's like, what happened? I was like, when we had these people in the room a month ago, everyone agreed on the price. Now that we're 3 weeks out and we haven't done anything on the advertisement and everything else, everyone now wants us to make it free because they're comfortable with that. I think the people who felt that way should have said something within the month and not waited until we had the meeting. And he's like, well, why didn't you say anything in the meeting? I was like, because all of you agreed that there was a certain amount of anxiety around doing the paid event. And I'm not going to go against the room just because I have a reservation, because I'm going to do this regardless. Because I was like, when it comes to doing events and putting things together with people, sometimes it's very important to not mess up that room that's creating the thing going into what we're doing. Because, like, you don't want the room to be reserved like you are, especially if they may not be good at handling their emotions and that spilling over into the main product that people are going to enjoy. It's always protect a good time if you can. Or you could just blow things up.
Sometimes I blow things up. I've learned that when I have like a urge or something that's like, no, you need to say this thing. If I don't say it later, it's like I wasn't right.
Oh yeah, but for me, I do a good job of layering in between. Like, because this year, and I stick to this point of view, I'm just testing everyone out to see who I need to work with or who I enjoy working with. And if I feel that there's a strong reservation for me to not work with you, I have no issue with us having a discussion on why. Because, like, I have a theory that no matter what, people are only going to be able to change by 30%, because that 70% is the core of who they are. And folks will tell you what their values are by what they're complaining about when it comes to business. Like, the thing that irks them, that's a part of who they are, and they need that, especially when it comes to the things that they're doing. And once you start to look across the frame of the work that they're doing or what their concerns are, the moves that they're doing, there's certain things that even if you make the suggestion, if they don't take that suggestion or you corrected them on something and they still ask the same questions and make the same mistakes, that's who they are. They have no plans on working on that because they've been comfortable with that part of who they are and it still works for them.
Yeah. Well.
Why get worried about it? Yeah, but what else on that list? I know you got some other stuff.
Like shirt ideas.
Okay.
One shirt I really want to do is like a word search on the back with like different affirming words on it.
You wanna hear one of my ideas?
What?
The next set of clothes I'm putting out next year, I'm gonna put a barcode on the tag for the for how much, like, what the size is, for people to just go to my website instead of seeing the brand that does it. I think it would just be easier for a shopping experience, and it would also streamline, hey, where can I get that? Oh, just scan their tag. That's it.
That's cool. That's a cool idea.
Stuff like that to me is cool. Like, when I saw people have these cards, like, oh, scan it on the phones. I came up with this idea 3 years ago, but it's like you still need the funding to, like, hey, can you bring this barcode to life where the tag is supposed to be?
I was trying to show you something, but I don't know if it's gonna. Sometimes I'm not good at technology. This is one of those times. What are all these notifications?
Also, you need to separate your notes. You have like 3 different things in one section.
What do you mean?
You have ideas that you want to bring to life, that's clothing, right?
Oh.
You have collabs of people that you want to work with, and that's like a separate part of your brain and relationship-wise and work ethic for that. And then for the third one, you just have like ideas that you just want to bring to life.
So my idea catcher is when I just need to get it out, and then I can sort. And what I'm doing now is like no more new stuff unless something really good comes up. Don't junk it, but like when you feel like, oh, I want to be creative, or what should I do next? Scroll through the hundreds of things you've written down and pick one.
You're about to say something? You sure? You're doing the scroll. That's a powerful finger. I know when you be in it, you be in it.
I know. No, it's just a lot of like merch ideas I have that if I could focus, I could chip away at them. But
so for the last 4 years, I've had shirt ideas that I want to bring to life. But like, I'm trying to currently find a way to bring in the concepts of everything that I've brought to life. So like, for example, I have a YouTube channel that has like a lot of the interviews, the full interviews. Cause like on Instagram, I'm like, y'all niggas gonna get these bits. That's it. Cause like no one's gonna sit through a 20-minute interview.
How long you been talking?
Oh, right now we have like an hour and 50 minutes. I'm about to let you go. But that's what a good convo is. You funny as hell.
1:48. 1 hour 48 minutes.
Easy. Right?
Well.
So I was like, all right, I have all these great shirt ideas. And I was like, yo, you need to work on a proper rollout. Now, I think a proper rollout is understanding what comes first, the chicken or the egg. Right? So for me, usually a proper rollout would be you get the shirts, you do a photo shoot, you put the photos out, people enjoy the photos. Oh my God, everyone's amazed. This is amazing, right? No, this is what a proper rollout is going to be for me next year for an idea that I'm putting together. We're just figuring out funding, location, all this other stuff. Bring the shirts to life first, right? Do a photo shoot with a mix of people. Because when it comes to Get Home Safe, it's broken into 3 sections, which is community, wellness, therapy. The shirt says made for therapists. Make sure you have actual therapists for that. Because, like, we actually don't do a good job of having clothing for the people that are doing dope things. Like, how many dope wellness shirts have you seen that's like, oh, that's so dope? Therapy shirts, oh, that's so dope. Community shirts, oh, that's me. You don't see the dope stuff. It's just like,
Have you thought about, so do you print your stuff and then you try to sell whatever size?
oh, I have a supplier. So like we
But
do the
like-
designs and the supplier takes care of it, and then they send me back the stuff and the price is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I was just asking if you ever do pre-sales.
Oh, I'll do some pre-sales.
Like,
I've done
this
pre-sales
shirt
before.
Drops on this date, so place your order by this time.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
I've done pre-sales before. And that was also going to be included in my plan for this year. Because the last 2 years has just been dedicated to just making content. Now that I know what my content muscle's like, I have a good setup, I know how much time that consumes out of my life. Okay, if you bring the clothing back, you're going to do a limited run. You're going to have a limited amount because that's just fits the business since it's just you running it. And it's like, all right, you have the shirts out, you do a photo shoot, you do a pre-sale, and then after you do the photo shoot, pre-sale, and everything else, you have this dinner where you explain the concept of the shirt and you tie it into an actual topic that people care about and why they would want the clothing outside of just, I have this clothing with cool messaging. No, do it for everyone. So they're like, oh, there's no heavy lifting. You justified why I want to spend $40 here. Oh, it's included in the price for the shipping. Oh, I love this. Oh, can I be a part of the next talk? And then it's like, all right, if I have another idea, I know what ideas I could bring to life and give it meaning through the conversation. Because everything I have here doesn't have meaning outside of the conversation. This exists because of the conversation and where we need to progress it to. Like this room and all this other dope stuff, I wouldn't do this for myself. It would be cool because I do other cool things that's not this. But this is a space that's needed for what we do. So when it comes to the stuff that you're doing, you know, do you have a team of people around you that are going to help you out that are passionate about the things you want to do and make it easy for you?
So I am in a space where I've learned that I am an initiator. I'm good at setting the vision. The reason why I've been burnt out and not bringing things to fruition is I'm also trying to be the person executing. No.
That's what I hire
gonna
everybody
work.
for. And I'm like, look, here's the thing. Let me know what I need to do or who I need to bring. I'm good at getting the people together. Like, all my boys, that Bad Bitches United photo shoot, it's going to be all men. They all know who they are. It's going to be in December. No one has a date. Everyone said yes. I said, all right, perfect.
Yeah, I'm good at like researching and finding vendors and placing the order and figuring out when stuff's gonna get here and setting up the website and making sure the point of service stuff is set up so people can pay me and all this stuff. But I don't enjoy it and it takes a lot out of me. It takes so much out of me.
No, that's why I know I'm going to schedule certain drops. I'm going to send them their photo shoots and be like, hey, can you post this on this day in your IG story? Here's the link. Like, because sometimes you do have to make it easy for the people that work with you to do their jobs if they want to be a part of the process. So
Maybe I'll do it. Is your shirt guy really, you said he's really good?
I could bring one out for you so you could check it out. But they are trustworthy. and they do a good job.
Because my
And they're about
homegirl
their
said she
stuff.
knew someone too, so I definitely. Because, like, yeah, you can order from vendors online, but I really want to give my money to local folks.
They're big on customer service. I actually feel the same way. The people who I used to do that release with were bad business for me, which I'll explain to you after this is over. And I was like, I'm going to take my black money, because it was black folks, to other black folks. And they did a great job too. And I was like, oh, look at us win. Oh.
If you're comfortable, you want to have to give me their info.
Yeah, no, I got you. I got you. They're good for it.
If they're black, that's even better.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
You're just honest. You're just honest. Look. They do a good job, and it's my job to like really have the design and the concept and everything together.
Yeah, that part I'm good at.
Yeah.
I actually have designs already.
Do you?
Yeah, it's the.
But you've done the heavy lifting, is what you're telling me. So
Yeah.
so that's good.
That's why I said the finish line.
Yeah.
Is right there, and I just.
You know what you
The
gotta
next
start
part-
thinking though? If you don't mind me giving you this advice, you don't always have to be the one to cross the finish line. That's why you want to find the right people.
I don't want to be
Yeah,
the
you
person.
just
I will
they
hand
can
the
run
baton.
race. Yeah, you run that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't mind that. I'm in that space now because I know stuff won't get done. I would
Same.
love to hire out.
I'm in the same space as you. It's like I've made the mistake of thinking that me being the emphasis of focus for the things that we do has to be the person that runs the show. I'd rather have someone else run the show and I just do the
I don't
thing.
need to run it.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't even want to be the point of focus, but like the things we've created, we are naturally the points of focus. So it's like, all right, well, since you're here and you don't have a choice, just take care of that correctly. And that'll take you into other spaces outside of the DMV and private events that you've done, which probably done a great job of private events with sound bowls and meditations. And we didn't even talk about the sound bowls. That's how
know.
amazing this whole interview has been.
I have so many retreat ideas, and I have to get at least 2 out next year. I know.
Hit me up. I'd like to do stuff with you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have some ideas for like half day ones where people were, local, you just come for a few hours,
Yeah.
and then I want to like go away.
Okay.
That's what I really want to do.
So we're going to like another
That's fine.
country, another state. What are we talking about
Both.
right now? Both? Okay. Okay. Gotta get my little coin together. Okay. All right, cool. Cool. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
I definitely want to take people to Belize. I wanted to do
Ride
that
horses
this year.
across the beach in the water. Got you. I'm too heavy for horses.
Taking people want to.
Yeah.
I love boats. Yeah, I'm a. Where's the catamaran? You heard? You heard? I'm at the pier. Come get me. I am very. Yeah, I love boats.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's one piece of advice you'd give someone who's looking to explore wellness?
I would say try a few things you're interested in. Keep an open mind. Take what works for you. And if you're not feeling something, that's fine.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the teacher, the guide isn't a good fit. Same way with like therapy. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes you're just not a match.
You gotta date around and figure out like who
Yeah.
works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube is a good place to explore if you maybe don't want to risk the coin because it can get pricey.
Yeah.
Also, quick plug for like wellness practitioners,
Go
wellness
ahead.
teachers and
Go ahead.
guides, and the price is the price because it's also expensive to host a class.
It is.
And I know people are like, oh, you're pocketing all this?
No.
I got no.
No, this is either going towards the establishment or the next event that I'd like to do for the community.
Yeah.
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 I
it's
actually don't
not-
see a lot of that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People like, oh, you be traveling? Not off my wellness work.
Nope.
Not yet.
Nope.
But
One day.
One day.
One day. One day. One
But,
day.
Yeah, so, but if you're like, look, I don't have $20, $30 for this class, check it out on YouTube. There's like different people doing it, and it's risk-free because you could just change if you don't like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. YouTube is forever.
Yeah, TikTok a little strange.
You mean in terms of how the flow of content and when it comes across people's feeds?
Yeah.
There was a video I put up 2 months ago that just went across one of my
People
partners'
are liking
feed.
something I posted last year.
And it's like I'm not in that space anymore. I'm not gonna go back there. That comment, I don't know if I'm gonna have the right response anymore.
I think I'm gonna re-record this one video that it's like, what is a sound bath? It keeps picking up. So I guess people are going and typing in, what is a sound bath? I need to re-record the video because the video is dry and ashy.
You had a oh, you said it was dry and ashy.
It's ashy. It's old. Was it a filter? Was it my camera? Why is the quality on this video so bad?
So ashy.
It was so bad. I think it also was a time when like you would upload stuff to like Instagram or TikTok and
it'd be compressed.
Yeah, and be.
Yeah, no, I got you. So
I need to re-record it. It's fine.
Okay. Well, we're gonna talk about sound baths next time. That's all I know.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna like get into the nitty gritty. Because I need to start bringing people back. You do these interviews and you mistaken the interview as being the interview, and it's like these topics are so large.
I know. We definitely went around the world today.
Traveling. Your history. I want people to understand who you are. This is my community that doesn't know or understand who you are. This is their introduction of you.
It's a lot. Y'all done learned all my business.
Hey,
they done learn all.
It's a good start though. It's a good start though. I'm just saying, it's a good start. It's a good start. Wait until they see the interview when you washing your boots. And they don't see no face and they try to figure out who is that.
Oh yeah.
Who is that?
That concept's gonna be cool.
Yo, I am looking at the budget right now to make all the purchases. That's it. Yeah, I got the cameras. I got the cameras.
I'm gonna put some real ratchet nails on.
Give
all
me
my rings.
Give me everything you have. I cannot wait to bring this to life. I'm going to have like, I think we're gonna release it on Thursdays. So you're gonna have the Mental Health Mondays on Mondays, and that's gonna be released on Thursdays.
Okay.
And I'm going to be sitting and drinking tea every time it comes out and watching it. A dark room, sneakers and boots, wash. Oh! Woo! All right, I'm gonna stop right there. And folks just talking their shit, not even mental health related. Just talk your shit. That's it. Just talk. God dang. A warm bucket of water right next to them. I'll ask questions, but no one's ever gonna hear my voice. It's gonna completely be the person's voice. Yeah, I want to do things that completely eliminates my voice.
Sounds like something you would see in like a gallery, like when you go to a museum and they'll have that one room that's off to the side and there's like videos playing and there's like that one bench in the center and you just go in there and watch and it just plays on a loop and then you come and watch the next one.
That's what creativity is supposed to be. Like when I think of what, and I'm not an artist by any means, but like I always have these moments that I look at all the podcasts and the things that are filling space that fills content, and I'm just like, I don't know if we're really stretching the imagination or the concepts like we think we are. I think we're kind of happy that things are working, and a lot of us aren't really like reaching further into it.
I have a really big idea that's been bubbling up the past like 2 years. And it scares me because I'm like, where do I start?
I can't wait to have these conversations with you off camera, because this interview just lets me know I need to call you more often and say, hey, you want to open up that note with the things? Let's just talk. Let's just talk.
Yeah. I'm excited about it.
I'm proud of you.
It scares me.
I'm proud of you. Being scared is good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I know where it's going. That's what I'm glad about. Yeah.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah. You can feel the flow. You're like, I know where this is going.
The path there look like this.
I know where this is going. I know what it's doing. And the numbers aren't actually a good representation of the effect in the community. And that makes me laugh, because it's like, I'm not dying for acknowledgement.
I had to let go of social media numbers. It's not paying my bills.
I actually let go of social media altogether. I got rid of my Twitter.
It's not doing anything for me. It's not paying my bills. But when people respond to something I share, that part.
And they really do respond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it be all in the DMs, or some
Yeah.
people will text you separately.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I'm
Call
like,
you.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing something where people were worried about like, oh, I don't have like 100,000 followers, only 100 people are liking my post, and I'm like, if you were in a room with 100 people, you'd be shook, all looking at you, you'd be shook. All of a sudden online, 100's not enough, and I was like, you're right. 20 people being like, I like it is a lot.
That's a lot.
But we're seeing like, oh, this person has 1 million followers. Do I want 1 million strangers following me?
No. Do I have the capacity to have a conversation with 1 million people?
I don't even think I want to open myself to that much, which I think is one of the things that holds me back sometimes, is like getting attention and what that could look like on a larger scale. It's like, do I want all these strangers? There's already a bunch of strangers following me now.
The people who dissect your lives, but they don't actually know you. You gave them 5 minutes of you and they define you off that.
Yeah.
And we make that mistake too, but we don't move off of it because we understand. We actually understand the effect of our actions on other people.
Yeah.
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 Awareness wise.
Yep.
I'm so excited.